Right now at 10, school closure outrage. Northwoods Elementary School parents say it doesn't make sense for their school to be on the district's chopping block.
And lower penalties. A bipartisan Wisconsin proposal wants to decriminalize possession of small amounts of cannabis.
Plus, price hikes on the way. La Crosse sewer utility rates are going up starting in January.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Shane Helmbrecht, the 51-year-old veteran who was found in Mexico after going missing this fall, appeared in court today. Helmbrecht is accused of the 2016 shooting death of his neighbor. He was initially found not competent to stand trial, but earlier this year, a new competency exam was ordered. A nationwide warrant was sent out after Helmbrecht went missing in late September. Now that he's back in custody, the court has ordered that Helmbrecht undergo a competency exam within the next 15 days. That hearing is scheduled for December 20th.
Since June, 3 inmates have died in the Waupun Correctional Institution during what inmates and families are calling a lockdown. For months, prisons in Waupun and Green Bay have been under a lockdown as the state deals with old buildings and a worker shortage. The lockdown means prisoners have less recreation time and are mostly confined to their cells. At Waupun, visitors are restricted from visiting inmates, and recreation and personal hygiene frequency are suspended because the prison is short-staffed. The lockdown at the prisons are in the process of being lifted. Governor Evers announcing the changes after a federal lawsuit alleged that Waupun's conditions amount to cruel and unusual punishment. Those changes include reducing the use of solitary confinement and transitioning to single-cell housing.
A Linden Station bar owner will spend 13 years in jail for allegedly destroying his bar for insurance money. On Friday, Heath Fjorden pleaded no contest to a single count of arson of a building with intent to defraud. He also faced counts of damaging property by means of explosives and counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. Those were dismissed as part of the plea deal. Fjorden will be back in court on January 23rd for a restitution hearing.
A 19-year-old man from Fenimore is pleading not guilty to sending 2 people to the hospital earlier this year. Cameron Wolf is charged with 2 counts of substantial battery. According to the criminal complaint, one victim told police he was walking into his girlfriend's apartment and found Wolf there. Wolf told him to leave. Witnesses say Wolf then followed him out into the parking lot and punched him in the head. He also punched a second man in the face. Wolf told police the first victim broke into the apartment and that he did not punch him. Each felony carries a maximum of 3.5 years in state prison. Wolf currently free on a signature bond.
A bipartisan Wisconsin bill could decriminalize some marijuana possession. Possession of up to 14 grams would be decriminalized under the new proposal. Current law says that kind of possession is a misdemeanor resulting in up to 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. This proposal would lower that to a $100 fine. The lawmakers behind the idea tried something similar with the bill in 2021. The Republican-controlled legislature never gave that bill a public hearing.
La Crosse area residents making their voices heard about potential elementary school closures in La Crosse. During tonight's school board meeting, attendees spoke out against the Facility Advisory Committee's recommendation to close both Northwoods and Hinchin Elementary. Many of tonight's speakers advocated for keeping Northwoods open, saying its IB program brings more students into the district. Speakers also argued that Northwoods, which was opened in 1992, is a newer, nicer building than other elementary schools in the district.
Northwoods is attracting people to this community, both with its IB program, but also with its building.
The school board has cited declining enrollment over the last few decades as the primary reason for school consolidation. Many of tonight's speakers also called for Emerson to be closed instead of Northwoods, saying Emerson's building is old and in need of more maintenance. The school board does not have to listen to the Facility Advisory Committee's recommendation.
City of La Crosse residents will pay 34% more for sewer utilities next year. The city's Board of Public Works raised its fixed rate and use rate charges that will go into effect January 1st. The average annual bill is said to go up 34%. Supporters say the hike is to support new investments. The city's wastewater treatment plant plans are set to cost $13 million more than initially thought, and the Utilities Department has added 2 employees as part of that project.
La Crosse's City Planning Commission is advancing several proposals tonight. The commission approving Quick Trip's application to tear down the former America's Best Value Inn on the north side. They also advanced an ordinance regulating short-term rentals. Property owners who rent out through places like Airbnb have called for their properties by saying they're providing a service to the community. Several owners also opposed Councilman Chris Woodard's proposed amendment that says renters can't rent for more than 180 days a year and that every booking has to be a minimum of 2 days. A reminder here, everything the commission advances still has to go before the J&A committee and the full Common Council before they're made official. Now, also discussed tonight at that meeting, a proposal that advocates say is an outside-the-box approach to La Crosse's housing shortage.
Officials are developing an ordinance that would allow residents to build accessory dwelling units or granny flats in their own backyards. News 8 Now's Shaquille Davis has the story.
There's no place for them to go. So possibly they could move into the accessory dwelling unit and then rent out a bigger one where their kids could live there.
It's a sign of the times. As interest rates go up, so goes the demand for affordable housing. Even here in La Crosse, where home prices have remained below the national average, the pressure to create affordable housing is on. Cue Legislative File 231243, an ordinance that will change land use planning to include accessory dwelling units, or granny flats. District 11 Councilmember Jennifer Trost is all in.
We know that around 70% of households in La Crosse are made up of 1 or 2 person households. So that's, essentially the majority of households in the city are small, and so we need the housing that's appropriate for the people who we know who live here.
The idea is to allow owners to rent the smaller units at a smaller price or to house other family members who could use a little help. There would be rules, of course.
They can only be 900 square feet, so they're small. They're going to have to meet building codes, and so they're going to have to deal with water and sewer and utilities, and so they're not going to be inexpensive. They're going to have to meet those standard building codes.
While it may seem as good a solution as any, not everyone was on board.
Because I felt that the public needed to know what was going on and what we were voting for and have a good understanding of that, especially since this is going to affect so many community members.
The commission voted 5-3 against the ordinance. District 5 council member Genesee Hammeister's biggest concern is the removal of a specific zone.
I think that's something that is a pretty big step and a pretty big redirection, so something that I wanted to think more about and kind of just talk to my constituents about before I voted yes to get rid of that.
Tonight's vote doesn't mean the ordinance is off the table, only that more discussion is required before moving forward. In La Crosse, Shaquille Davis, News 8 Now.
And again, that will go in front of the J&A committee during tomorrow's meeting, part of that process before anything becomes anything close to an official ordinance. Okay. In the meantime, Minnesota's DNR is cracking down on invasive carp in the Mississippi River.
Officials say they've snagged the biggest single carp capture in state history.
DNR officials caught more than 300 of them on the river near Trempealeau. Wisconsin officials also tagged 6 of them to be able to find larger schools upstream. The carp were imported decades ago, but accidentally found their way into the Mississippi over time. Their massive appetite, according to experts, means they easily destroy ecosystems.
Yeah, we've had actually some light snow already being reported in Eau Claire, some of the areas up to the north, even to the west too. As you look outside, you can see some of the cameras out there. We haven't seen it, but Eau Claire's seen it often on snow, 3 miles visibility up to Menominee, even Ridgeway to the west, and I-90 is getting some snow. The good news is this light snow, so it's not actually causing any road issues, just some wet roads. Overall, you kind of see just a hit and miss light snow shower, light flurry activity. Eau Claire's just seeing it starting to taper off a little bit. I think they'll see a break now. Otherwise, the temperatures across the region are above freezing or at freezing all the way up to Ladysmith, so that's why we're just seeing road conditions just wet because it's just not coming down as a high rate, and that should continue overnight. Visibility up there, you can see where the snow is actually occurring. You got some fog actually low visibility too with that, so you're seeing about 2 to 3 miles up to the north. Off and on, we'll see that all the way through tomorrow morning. That's the big picture. That's the low that's beginning to push southeast. Just a little bit of snow, but it is not that huge of a system. But as you wake up, you might see some snow and some flurry activity or some fog issues too. We'll get up to 36 degrees for Eau Claire. The same story for La Crosse. We'll see some of that as we go further on. 37 once again. A little bit of light snow, wet road conditions, but we do have 50s in the forecast. So if you like warm weather, it's coming back a little bit.
All right, so stand by later in the newscast.
Okay.
Thanks, Greg.
A local nonprofit is helping small businesses become more sustainable. The Climate Alliance for the Common Good is launching a small business toolkit that will help small businesses reduce expenses while helping the environment. The toolkit shares tips on energy-saving upgrades, which will help reduce costs. It also shows how being sustainable can attract more customers. The nonprofit's executive director says the toolkit alleviates a lot of the digging for these incentives.
Small businesses are typically hard-pressed just keeping the lights on, just doing their normal operations. So we thought we would do that work, we'll wade through all the material, and then we'll put it in one convenient place.
To help implement some of these strategies, the Climate Alliance for the Common Good is hosting a free workshop in January. You can find a copy of the toolkit on the organization's website. We'll post that link on our website, news8000.com.
Still ahead, Israel widened its offensive aimed at eliminating Hamas's control of Gaza.
Hamas says more than 15,000 Palestinians have been killed in the war.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Founded on hard work, dedication, respect, and integrity, we at Maxwell White understand the importance of home comfort. Maxwell White strives to provide our customers with a positive experience every time. Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Israel widened its offensive aimed at eliminating Hamas's control of Gaza.
Hamas says more than 15,000 Palestinians have been killed in the war, which was sparked by the terror attack on Israel that killed about 1,200 people. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez reports.
Days after the collapse of a week-long ceasefire, Israel is widening its war against Hamas to include parts of southern Gaza. Israel says it is expanding ground operations, telling those who evacuated northern Gaza to leave parts of the south as well, but it's not clear where they can go.
IDF forces have almost totally dismantled 2 Hamas brigades in northern Gaza in intense fighting, and we are working to dismantle the Hamas terror machine in the southern Gaza Strip too.
This girl told CBS News her family was forced to flee from Gaza City south to Rafah, where they now live in a makeshift shelter by the road. The IDF issued this interactive map outlining evacuation zones, which residents can access by a QR code. But many parts of war-torn Gaza have no internet or electricity. Israel's army released videos showing what it says are battles against Hamas.
We do expect to see civilian casualties as a result of this campaign. That is sadly true in all wars. Hamas is using civilians as human shields.
The Jewish state is continuing efforts to destroy miles of tunnels, where it says Hamas hides military infrastructure below civilian buildings, including hospitals. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
Efforts to reach another ceasefire fizzled over the weekend.
Hamas said discussions about releasing more hostages seized during the October 7th terror attack must be tied to a permanent ceasefire.
But with the holidays approaching, those battling addiction may struggle as their loved ones celebrate with alcohol during the holidays.
Communicating with your friends and family and asking for help are some ways to stay sober.
And although we got some snow tonight, if you're kind of waiting to put up the lights, you got some great days to do it coming up with some 50s later this week. I'll break down how long this mild conditions will last. We get any rain or snow in the future. All that coming up on your First Word weather update after the break.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota. We're going to need a bigger tree.
Get 3.99% APR plus $1,000 cash back on Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
At Batteries Plus, we bring power to your life. Can your car battery survive another winter? Come to Batteries Plus for a great selection of auto batteries, battery testing, and installation.
We're celebrating 100 years of business here at Wesco and Sparta. 100 years of furniture, 100 years of appliances, 100 years of mattresses, 100 years of flooring and windows. We'd like to say thank you to our customers by giving up to 23% off everything in the store. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Thank you from 1923 to 2023, and tell them Peyton sent you.
Turn the key and open the door to your next home with a home loan from Ultra. With a variety of loan options, from buying your very first home to building the home of your dreams, we're here to help make it happen with a local connection you trust. Our professional loan experts are with you every step of the home buying process and through the life of your loan, making it easy to handle your finances and getting you back to what matters most. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Waterworks. For more than 30 years, American Waterworks has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. Toyotathon is on! Make your holidays a little more magical with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Get $1,000 cash back on your favorite models when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
Energy-efficient windows with beautiful new wood trim installed by skilled carpenters. Contact the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate. High quality at lower prices.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
It is the most wonderful time of the year with joyous times around both family and friends.
But for some battling alcohol addiction, it can be a difficult time being surrounded by loved ones who celebrate with alcohol.
Gunderson Wellness Education Specialist Katie Jensen has some suggestions for those who may be in recovery, like reminding yourself why you're sober. Jensen says recovering addicts should make it clear with their friends and family why they aren't drinking ahead of time, and to ask for friends and family for help to help keep them accountable.
Plan ahead of time and ensure that you have your support people that you can call upon if you are maybe feeling urges, or you're feeling like, gosh, maybe just this once,
Jensen says anyone who relapses should call Great Rivers at 211. It provides services for those dealing with addiction.
Well, fairly comfortable temperatures for early December, mid-30s to some touching around 40 today. And Greg, a warm-up even more might be in store this week.
Yeah, we definitely could get to the 50s. Actually, Eau Claire might even hit a record because one of those days is 49, so that's kind of a low record for him, but they still could break it. But in the meantime, we do have some snow for tonight. It's already been occurring here. We'll probably see a break for Eau Claire overnight, and then we'll see more come in probably earlier as everything kind of sags southward. La Crosse off and on, but I think that'll kind of get a little bit uptick in the light snow or flurries around 6 to 7 as that band kind of shifts eastward, south and then southeastward through the area. Once again, this is going to be light snow overall. Not going to expect to see much in the way of accumulation. Roads will probably be wet. As you see, temperatures will be in the low 30s. So once again, you could see a little slush into certain areas if you get under a little bit more heavier band, but overall I don't see many issues to go with that. By the afternoon tomorrow, we're going to be in the upper 30s near 40, so any snow that does accumulate should melt fairly quickly. Northwest wind. We'll start to lose some of the cloud cover tomorrow night, but still overall not that bad. Even going into Wednesday morning, we're still in the mid-20s for most locations, even low 20s with a southwest wind beginning. So all in all, no cold air. Here's your snow amounts, really light. We're not expecting much. A little bit more to the north because they might have a little bit of snow, Ladysmith, occurring in the afternoon hours, more toward the south. So once again, a ½ inch at the best. The other thing you have to be concerned about is some of the visibility issues that we might have tomorrow when waking up. Just a combination of snow and some low clouds. You might have 1 to 2 miles of visibility. Don't see a dense fog, but something to keep in mind of. Once we get out of that, Wednesday, you see the winds begin to turn around from the south. We have a weak little system that'll pass to the north of us, turn the winds back around, but it won't be much in the way of sensible weather because we're still going to be warm going into Thursday. And look, all the clear skies to the west, storm system all the way to the west. So we're going to be clear skies and warm temperatures. All that 20 to 25 above out to the west will begin to spread our area into our area Wednesday. Into Thursday, that'll be maybe more the warmest, and then Friday too, before we got a cold front that comes through, knocks the temperatures down for the weekend, but not all that bad, just basically back to where we should be in the mid to upper 30s, and then we'll see actually more conditions next week. So the only thing we're concerned about is Saturday night. There is a system that lifts north that could clip the area right now. The trend has been keeping it further south. This will be Saturday night. We'll have to keep an eye and see if this does change, but for right now, it's trending that way. If we get anything, it'll be on the light side, and for southern areas too. If we do, minor accumulation, but we'll keep an eye on that to see if that changes. Otherwise, so we go into tonight, we're going to see temperatures getting back down, into the upper 20s, low 30s. Once again, that light snow overall shouldn't be a huge deal, but we could see some of that wet road conditions. You wake up tomorrow, more cloud cover overall, upper 30s to near 40. Cloud cover there, a few sprinkles or flurries in the morning. Otherwise, should be fairly good conditions. And once again, could be some low visibility as you wake up. Otherwise, we'll see the 50-degree mark come back in for a couple days. Could be records for a few areas depending on location. Maybe a few showers coming Saturday depending on that system. Otherwise, as you look beyond that, temperatures are in the mid-30s. So no sign of any cold air anytime, anywhere. So that's the good news. Unfortunately, we're going to pay for it.
That's right. Yeah.
Things will change.
It is bizarre for this time in December, though, for sure.
It is.
All right, Craig, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, the road to the national championship. Viterbo Volleyball finding themselves in the NAIA National Semis against the top team in the country. Cade is next.
Want to see a magic trick? Taco John's is turning your dollar into mouth-watering favorites with the new BOGO for a Buck menu. Get a signature Taco John's item, then add another for just $1. Abracadabra, yeah! The new BOGO for a Buck menu, only at Taco John's.
Find everything you need to get your projects done at Menards. Skill delivers power and performance with the Power Core 20 cordless power tool system. With its advanced technology and innovative features, every Skill Power Core 20 battery is interchangeable with every Skill 20-volt power tool. Buy the Power Core 20-volt battery starter kit for just $99 and get one of these 6 tools for free. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
At Jolivet Family Farms, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Fraser for Christmas trees, wreaths, garlands, bows, fruit and gift baskets, gift cards. Buy fresh, buy local. Concord grapes, cheeses, organic eggs, cranberries, honey, jams, syrup, pancake mixes, meats, pizzas, specialty chocolates, Wisconsin beer and wines, salsas. Dazzling crafts and decor items. Take home some pies, cookies, bars, and breads from our homemade bakery. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat?
Dude, it's 85 degrees.
85? Do you have any idea what a couple degrees will do to our gas bill?
Why is it so hot here?
Someone turned up the heat.
God. What do you think you're doing?
I like to sleep with my window open. You are not supposed to touch the thermostat.
Feliz Navidad. Light up the season with Nachos Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, Prospero Año.
From the bottom of our hearts, happy holidays from Taco John's.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
All right, welcome to News 8 Sports. The Viterbo V-Hawks need just one more win before making an appearance in the national championship. But first, they got to face off with the top team in the tournament, Northwestern College. Over to Sioux City, the Viterbo fans made the trip ready to support the V-Hawks. Slow start for Viterbo, trying to get going. Kenzie Winker with the serve. Raiders setting it up, but Grace Rohde and Martina McGrath shut it down. Viterbo clawing back, but they're down 2-0. Third set, Raiders with the serve, Winker with the bump, Cole with the set, and Jada Mitchell coming over the top for the kill. V-Hawks take the third set, but in set 4, it all comes to an end. Rohde's floater gets stopped, and Northwestern takes the match 3-1, but still top 4 in all of NAIA. Nothing to hang your head about. And a big thanks to Nate and Logan with GX3 Media for helping us out with the video. All right, high school hoops. Holman hosting West Salem. Vikings down early, trying to fight back in it. Jace Leeser driving through the paint, lays it off the glass and in. That cuts the lead. And then in transition, Alex Burgett to Kenan Iserman. Wide open, knocks down the corner 3. Vikings down 1. But the Panthers would heat up. Kyle Haley, pull-up jumper, knocks it down, plus the foul, 3-point play. And then in transition, Tamarian Henderson stops on a dime. And then check this out. Step back 3, cash. West Salem would go on to win 82-49. All right, last night was a big one for the Green Bay Packers. The win not only puts them in the playoff picture, but Jordan Love showed everyone on the national stage that he's for real. Let's do a little recap. Jordan Love facing off with Patrick Mahomes for the second time in his short career, and this start was all Love. The Packers offense opened the game up with a touchdown drive, and then in their second drive, Love would find Watson in the end zone. Packers would lead by 11. Second half, more Love, 4th and 1, feeling the pressure and still throws this pass perfectly to Romeo Doubs for a huge first down. And then a few plays later, Love on 2nd and 11 throws another perfect pass into Christian Watson. Packers would go up 11 as they would end up getting the win, 27-19. Jordan Love outduels Patrick Mahomes. Not a sentence I thought I would be saying, but Love says he's been waiting for this moment.
You know, for me personally, it's just obviously I've had this game, you know, circled for a long time. It's my first start. Obviously didn't play how I wanted to the first game, so being able to see these guys again and get the victory is huge.
Putting in the work, because this stuff doesn't happen unless you put in the work. And that's what these guys are doing. They're continuing to come in and put in the work, and I think that's why we're getting better. And I would like to believe that we're far from a finished product.
Well, with the win, the Packers are now 6-6 on the season and would be in the playoffs if the season ended today. They've got 5 very winnable games in front of them starting next Monday night against the New York Giants. All right, today was the first day that the NCAA football transfer portal opened up, and it didn't take long for some big names to enter it, including the Waukesha native Shamir Dike. The Badger wide receiver will end his time at Wisconsin with 97 receptions, just under 1,500 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And now the Badger offense is down some big names as they enter the bowl season with a tough task of taking on the LSU Tigers in the ReliaQuest Bowl, New Year's Day at 11 a.m. in Tampa Bay. Right after a big weekend win over number 3 Marquette, the Wisconsin Badger men's basketball team finds themselves in the top 25. The Badgers come in at number 23 after an impressive start to the season, winning the Fort Myers tip-off, followed with that big win on Saturday. But the schedule doesn't get any easier. The Badgers open up conference play against Michigan State tomorrow night before taking on the number 1 team in the country in Arizona on Saturday. Also tomorrow, the Milwaukee Bucks back in action for the NBA in-season tournament, 6:30 tip against the New York Knicks. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
30 years ago, it was my job to convince people to buy overpriced stuff they couldn't afford, they didn't want, and they didn't even need. Well, after doing that for 2 years, I decided people need to be informed, not convinced. So don't you think it's time to discover Firefighters Credit Union, where you can be informed and not convinced?
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Pischke Motors has been family owned and operated since 1920 and have you to thank for our continued success. Stop by our dealership in West Salem or La Crosse to find the Ram you're looking for. Get in a Ram 1500 Laramie or Bighorn today. We've got great deals on new Rams right now. When you find the perfect truck, you'll feel it.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
You've always been able to buy very basic amplifiers. Insurance will not probably be covering anything that you find online. Many of the Medicare Advantage plans have been adding hearing aid coverage to their offerings.
Yeah, we take all insurances. United Healthcare, Epic, Humana, True Hearing, Blue Cross Blue Shield, federal employees, WPS. I mean, we take all of them.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage.
What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this.
I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
I've got a question for you. Do you have Riz?
Do you even know what that word means?
Didn't know until about 10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
But if you've been around anyone under the age of 25 recently, chances are you've heard or been told whether or not you have Riz. And now language experts have chosen it as the Oxford Word of the Year for 2023. Derived from the word charisma, Riz refers to a person's ability to attract a romantic partner through style, charm, or attractiveness.
Take notes, everybody. That's according to the dictionary publisher Oxford University Press. Other contenders for the word of the year: situationship, which means a romantic partnership that is not considered to be formal or established. And lastly, Swiftie, the name given to, of course, an avid fan of singer Taylor Swift.
So let's try to put this into a sentence. Kelsey had Riz to attract Swiftie.
Yes.
They were in a situationship. Now they are in a full-blown romance.
Fantastic.
Yeah? Did that work?
I think she nailed the lesson from our 22-year-old producer.
Thanks for the tips, Allison.
All right, Greg's got one more check of your forecast right after this.
Winter is here. And with winter weather come accidents and mishaps. Whether you're on your way to work, walking the dog, or out on the trail, accidents can happen.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we help you get the settlement you deserve to put your life back on track.
Introducing Ultimate Precision LLC, your trusted partner for precision craftsmanship. From interior to exterior, our expert painters bring life to your vision with impeccable precision. Our masonry and building restoration team breathes new life into the old, preserving history for generations to come. We're the masters of tuck pointing, securing your structure's integrity one brick at a time. Ultimate Precision LLC, where craftsmanship meets perfection. We're here to deliver the ultimate precision.
Now my doctor says I need an MRI. But where do I go? They're so expensive.
Sensible MRI costs a few hundred, not thousands. You could fill your fridge for a year with what you save. We can get you in the next day. Think of what you could do with the time you'd save. What do you have to lose? At Sensible MRI, you choose the time, you save the money. And you rest easy having your doctor refer you to Sensible MRI.
The shape of the gift gave it away. That didn't matter. This gift would open doors. The gift of music. For beginners to the musically inclined, Lighthold Music has your instrument. Put a piano in that stocking or slide a guitar under the tree. Keep it local. Shop downtown at Lighthold Music. Bring music into your home. Make it a part of their life.
Everybody has an instrument. Yours is at Lighthold Music.
A lifetime of pleasure, satisfaction, and fun. Lighthold Music.
The robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward? Ingenious.
Sardine Fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
With Vygoff and Rohde, you don't just get a lawyer. You get the experience and power of our entire team of lawyers, paralegals, legal assistants, and researchers. Vygoff and Rohde, Wisconsin's personal injury law firm for over 50 years.
All right, if you look outside, we still got some snow up in Eau Claire. The visibility's come up 4 miles. Ridgeway, that's out to the west down to 6. So you'll see that overnight, some light snow off and on, just wet roads. Otherwise, once we get past that, it's actually the 50s Thursday, Friday, and then even back to the 30s next week, which will be about average.
Okay, so warm up, and we all learned what Riz means.
So that weather has Riz, right?
I don't think so.
No? All right. It didn't work? All right. We'll see you tomorrow.